So let's do my divisional round predictions. Let's first start with the AFC. So the AFC, you have the Ravens against the Bills. Now, I think one thing that, two things I saw that kind of was concerning to me when we're talking about the Bills was their rushing. They don't have a rushing attack. Josh Allen is their best rusher. Devin Singletary is not really giving you what you need, and they don't really have a rushing attack. And the last thing you want to do is, I understand you have Stephon Diggs. I understand you have Josh Allen. I understand you have Cole Beasley. You have good pieces, but the last thing you want to do is be a one-dimensional team against the Ravens. Now, not to mention their defense struggled with Phillip Rivers. And I can imagine what's going to happen against the Ravens. Not to mention, I understand that the Bills are hot, but the Ravens are hot right now. And when you are struggling defensively and you're going against the Ravens, and Jonathan Taylor had a great game, and you're going against the Bills defense who struggles against the run, and you're about to go against the Ravens who is the best running team we've seen in God knows how long. That doesn't that doesn't bode well for the Bills. Now, again, I do think that Josh Allen is good enough to win this game, but I don't see, especially from now again, it was one game and anything can change, but I have the Ravens beating the Bills. I think that because the Bills struggle running the ball, and I saw how the Colts defense dominated the line of scrimmage and dictated how the Bills were going to play. And I can see that happening, like I said, with Calais Campbell, Wolf, and those huge defensive linemen. I think that the Bills are catching the Ravens at the worst time possible because they're firing all cylinders. Lamar Jackson has all the confidence in the world. J.K. Dobbins is running incredible. Gus Edwards is running incredible. Of course, you have Lamar. I just think that rushing attack, if you can't stop the rush when it comes to the Ravens, you have no chance. And I think I know the Bills struggle with that. Not to mention they don't really struggle with throwing the ball, but that's not the Raven, or they don't struggle with stopping the pass, but that's not a Ravens strong suit. So if you can't stop the Ravens, the rushing attack, I don't think you have a chance. I don't think it's a blowout or anything. And of course the Bills, teams are attacking Marlon Humphreys when it comes to pass coverage. So I understand he's a good corner, but they're still attacking him. And I think that especially if you find a matchup with Stephon Diggs on Humphreys, that could be a long day. But I don't think that the Bills can consistently stop the Ravens run enough to beat them. So I have the Ravens winning that. And the Chiefs against the Browns. Now, I will say this, and I will be objective. The Chiefs have not looked the best down the stretch. While they have won, they have not looked the best. They haven't looked like the dominating Chiefs that we've seen throughout the years. However, and I guess you can say, and the Browns, especially their defense, have looked incredible. Myles Garrett's looked good, and Baker Mayfield has looked good as well, especially against the Steelers. However, like I said before, the Chiefs is a different animal than the Steelers, and I don't see the Browns were able to. They didn't need to use their corners and safety as much because Big Ben does not throw the ball downfield. That is the Browns' biggest weakness, is their corners and safeties is not good at all. That is going to definitely, they're going to be put to the test when you have Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball to Tyreek Hill, throwing the ball to Travis Kelce, throwing the ball to Harmon, Watson. I think the Chiefs win. I don't think it's a blowout or anything, but I don't think that Baker Mayfield can keep up. I think they're going to have to score a lot, seeing as though I don't think that the the secondary of the Browns is able to slow down or stop Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Now, again, I understand that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs have not looked. They kind of stumbled into the playoffs. Yes, they've won, but they haven't looked good winning. But again, the secondary for Cleveland is not good. Their defensive line is great, but their secondary is not. And I think that you can have a field day with that, especially if you're Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. So I have the Chiefs beating the Browns.